Hi, I'm Joe Costa, children's book author and creator of Puffs. Today I'm going to read to you my book titled Puffs, the Princess and the Puffabricator. And in this story, you're going to learn where Puffs come from. You're going to meet Princess Lily Puff, the new princess of Puffville. And the Puffs are going to learn that they never have to be envious or jealous of anyone because everybody brings something very special to this world. So gather up the family, relax, enjoy. Puffs, the Princess and the Puffabricator. As our story begins, we find our three friends, Zach, Kaylee, and Layla Puff, playing together in the Puffville playground. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, a breeze is blowing, birds are chirping, everything is perfect. Hey Layla, Zach said, I'm getting hungry. Let's go get some ice cream. That's a great idea, replied Layla. Maybe after we have ice cream, we can play dress up. What do you like to dress up as, Layla? Asked Kaylee. I like to dress up like a princess. I put on a beautiful pink satin gown and the prettiest, most sparkly shoes you have ever seen. The only thing I'm missing is a jeweled tiara like a princess would wear. Then I like to walk around and pretend I'm the princess of Puffville. Wow, that sounds like fun, said Kaylee. Layla, does Puffville have a princess? Asked Zach. No, Layla sadly responded, but hopefully one day we will have one. That all depends on the Puffabricator. The what? Asked the children together. You never heard of the Puffabricator? Layla asked. No, we haven't. What is it? Answered the children. Layla explained. The Puffabricator is a giant, magical machine that creates puffs. It creates new puffs all the time, and every puff is different. We never know who it's going to create. Then after a new puff is created, King Puffington rings a loud bell from the top of his castle. All the puffs in Puffville hurry to the castle, and the king introduces the new puff to everyone. It's very exciting, and then we have a big celebration party to welcome the new puff. Wow, that does sound exciting, said Zach. Where is this magical machine, and can we see it? It's in a special room in the king's castle. We can ask King Puffington if it's okay to show it to you, answered Layla. Zach excitingly said, Wow, that would be great. Let's go. The three friends held hands, skipping through Puffville and headed toward the king's castle. When they arrived, they knocked on the front door, and King Puffington himself answered. Layla, Zach, Kaylee, what a wonderful surprise. What can I do for you? Asked the king. Layla responded, Hi, King Puffington. I was wondering if it would be okay to show Zach and Kaylee the magical Puffabricator. They've never even heard of it and are very excited to see it. The king replied, Of course you can show them. Have fun, children. The three friends thanked the king and headed inside the castle to the special room where the Puffabricator was. When they arrived, Layla opened a very large door, and there it was, the Puffabricator. It was a giant, colorful machine with hundreds and hundreds of flashing lights, dials, knobs, whistles, and bells. The children were very excited to see this wondrous machine that creates puffs. How does the machine work, Layla? Asked Kaylee. Well, outside the castle is a large field of beautiful flowers. When one of those flowers blooms and opens its petals, inside is a puff just waiting to be created. After the flower is picked by the king himself, he loads it into the Puffabricator, and then the magic begins. The puff gets a crazy and fun ride on a long and twisty slide through the wondrous machine and goes up and down and in and out, and all kinds of amazing things happen to it. In one section, the puff gets sprayed with magic puff paint, and that's how it gets its color. It can be blue, or yellow, or pink, or it might even have stripes. What about polka dots? Asked Zach. Yes, Zach, a puff can even have polka dots, answered Layla. In the next section, the machine decides what the puff is going to be and gives it something fun to wear. It could be a ballerina, or a fireman, or a rock star, or a teacher, or a skateboarder, or anything the Puffabricator can imagine. Wow, this is so exciting, isn't it, Kaylee? It sure is, Zach. What happens next, Layla? Well, the final section is where the puff gets its name. It could be any name at all. It could be Brandon, or Leanna, or Owen, or even a name like some of the puffs that already live here have, like Sprinkles, or Presto, or Puzzles. Do you think there will ever be a Zach Puff? Asked Zach. Ha ha, I sure hope so, Zach, answered Layla. When the new puff is finished being created, the Puffabricator uses a mighty gust of wind and blows it high into the air over Puffville to practice flying. After the new puff lands safely in Puffville, King Puffington flies to the top of his castle and rings the bell. All of the puffs come running and gather at the front of the castle, anxiously waiting to meet the newest member of Puffville. Then the king comes out, introduces the new puff, and everyone claps and cheers, and then the celebration starts with music and dancing and cake and ice cream. It is quite an exciting and happy occasion. When does the machine make puffs, Layla? Asked Zach. We never know, responded Layla. It can happen at any time. For all we know, there's a brand new puff practicing flying right now. Wow, Layla, said Kaylee. That was quite an exciting story. I hope one day we'll get to attend one of these marvelous celebrations. Just as Kaylee finished her sentence, the three friends heard the ringing of a loud bell. Oh boy, shouted Layla. The king is ringing the bell. There's a new puff. We must hurry to the front of the castle right away. They all hurried outside to the front of the castle and were met by hundreds of other puffs. They were all so excited to meet the new puff, and they all wondered who it would be. Just then, King Puffington opened the front door of his castle. All the puffs were silent as they listened to his every word. I, King Puffington, am proud to announce to you the newest member of Puffville. Please welcome Princess Lily-Puff, the new princess of Puffville. The new Princess Puff walked through the front door and greeted all the other puffs with a beautiful smile on her face. Layla, Kaylee shouted, look, it's a princess just like you always dreamed of. And look what she's wearing. I see, Layla responded. She's wearing a pink satin gown, the prettiest, most sparkly shoes I've ever seen, and a jeweled tiara, just like the one that I always wanted. Kaylee noticed that Layla didn't have a big smile on her face, like she expected her to have. In fact, Layla wasn't smiling at all. Kaylee asked Layla what was wrong, and she replied, Gee, I don't know. I feel a little sad. Just then, Zach noticed something really exciting. Look at her adorable pet. What is that, Layla? Asked Zach. It's so cute, and its tail has the colors of a rainbow. Now look, its tail is changing colors. Before Layla had a chance to say anything, Princess Lily-Puff started to speak. I am very proud to be the newest member of Puffville, and I thank you for that loving, warm welcome. I would like to introduce my pet to you. Say hello to Rainbow the Kitty Puff. All the puffs clapped and cheered for Rainbow and Princess Lily. Then Princess Lily noticed a sweet little puff that wasn't smiling and cheering like the rest of the puffs. She walked over to Layla and asked her what was wrong. Layla replied, I'm sorry, Princess Lily. I'm very happy that you're here, but I guess deep down, I really wanted to be the princess of Puffville. Now I don't feel very special. Princess Lily was very upset to hear this and told Layla, you are very special. Every puff and every person brings something very special into this world. If it weren't for you, Puffs would still be afraid of people, and we wouldn't have Zach and Kaylee as our special friends. Gee, I guess you're right, Princess Lily, Layla happily replied. Thank you for explaining that to me. Princess Lily then said, Layla, one day I might have the sniffles or a bellyache, and I won't be able to perform my princess duties. And if that ever happens, will you take my place and be princess for a day? Layla couldn't believe her ears and excitedly said, Really, Princess Lily? I would love that more than anything in the world. You just made my dream come true. Princess Lily then said, Well, when that day comes, you'll be needing this. And with that, Princess Lilypuff handed Layla her very own jeweled tiara. Layla Puff couldn't believe her eyes and almost cried because she was so happy. Now, instead of a frown, Layla had the biggest smile on her face that anyone had ever seen. Now, let's all celebrate with music, dancing, cake, and ice cream, said the king. Let's go dance, Zach, said Layla. I'm not a great dancer, replied Zach, but I'm great at eating ice cream. Let's go get some. Zach, Kaylee, and all the Puffs had a fantastic time at the party, and that night Layla Puff slept with her new jeweled tiara on her head and a big smile on her face, knowing that her wish finally came true. Puffville has a princess, and her name is Princess Lilypuff. The end. Thank you for letting me join your family today, and I hope you enjoyed my book. All my books are available on my website, puffworld.com, and on amazon.com. You can follow Puff World on Facebook and Instagram, and you can subscribe to my Puff World YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in Puffville.